I'm an actor and a singer, and a professional actor and singer. And I would like to see my creativity expand throughout the world. And that seems to be requiring approval from people around the world.
That's the tricky thing, though, you see. You think that it requires their approval. It doesn't. It only requires your approval. And the reason that the famous become famous is because as others approve, eventually they begin to approve. In other words, if enough people are applauding, pretty soon you say, hey, I'm good. But you don't have to wait for them to figure it out. If you know it and feel it purely, then they have to discover it, you see. Actors that don't give a rip what others think find fast success. Little tricky, isn't it? Because a lot of times the reason that you became an actor to begin with is because you did care what they think.
Yeah.
But you got to stop caring what they think.
Okay, so let's bridge that. How can I go from having some interest in what they think to not having that?
Well, you see, the reason that we want to bring it round to what you think is because your guidance system, your emotional meter, your feeling of relief is the only thing that matters. You see, all the time that you've been acting and all of the things that you've done and all of the things that have happened and haven't happened have caused you to launch continual amending rockets of desire so that the universe has a clear picture of the fame and fortune and success that you want. In other words, the universe knows it even more clearly than you do. So anytime you find a thought that gives you even the slightest little bit of relief, then more of those forces are able to come into play in order to bring you what you're wanting. So the feeling of relief is the key. So you tell us what kinds of thoughts give you relief. Sometimes the thoughts that you apply about your acting career actually do the opposite of giving you relief. They sort of fan the flames of your awareness of where you stand rather than fanning the flames of where you want to be. So the key is always relief. So you talk to us and we'll show you how you're doing. Just ramble about your career and we'll find the set point, and then as you continue to ramble, we'll show you. In other words, think about this. So here's San Diego and here's Phoenix. Nothing personal, it's just the way it worked out. And halfway in between is Yuma. So you're on your way to San Diego. And let's say that your set point is Yuma. In other words, that's sort of where you've settled in. Every thought you think is either this way or this way of your set point. In other words, it's either offering more relief or less relief. It's either offering less resistance or more resistance. Every thought that you think has the potential of giving you relief or resistance. You can feel. So as you talk about your career, do you feel successful or unsuccessful? In other words, we know that it depends on sort of what happened today or what's happened recently. But when you think about how you usually feel, does it feel like success or not success?
It feels like not success.
All right. Does it feel like failure or possibility?
Possibility.
Does it feel like possibility or probability?
It feels like possibility.
So it feels possible, maybe not all that probable. Does it feel sure or hopeful?
It feels hopeful.
Does it feel hopeful or doubtful?
It feels hopeful.
It does, doesn't it? So as you play around with this, you can sort of feel, so here you are feeling some success and some not success, but more hopeful. It feels possible, maybe even probable. That's sort of where you are. Do you agree? Can you sort of feel how that is? So here you are. So now we know where your set point is. Now ramble as you would to a friend or to anyone, and let's see where you're going relative to this. Are you closing the gap between where you want to be, or are you widening the gap from where you are to where you want to be? Magellan says, when possible, make a legal U-turn. Magellan has been talking about pivoting all along. So ramble.
Recently, things are going really well. I'm 2 miles toward San Diego from out of Yuma. Things with my concerts have been going well. I've been getting more bookings around the country. I've got people who are interested in me. I love what I do.
All right, now all of this is up here, isn't it? Mm-hmm. All of this is up here. So we think that you misspoke. In other words, we can feel even more probability than possibility in all of that. So keep rambling. In other words, the kinds of things you usually say, just keep talking.
And that's right now. It feels real positive and progressive, and I've been doing this a long time. And it's feeling like...
All right, did you see what just happened?
Yeah, sure.
In other words, I should be further than I am, is what you just said.
I'm getting weary of being where
All
I
right.
am as long as I've been.
All right. So now offer some words. Focus upon that subject. You just pinpointed exactly where the bugaboo is. It's taking me too long. I don't feel like I'm really on schedule. I may be settling into this being all there is for me.
Yes.
So now feel that.
Got it.
And now offer some words that give you some relief. Now, how would you describe that emotion? Does it feel like disappointment?
Sadness.
So is sadness more resistant than fear? Not really. Fear is more resistant than sadness. Disillusion, disappointment. Where is disillusionment and disappointment in relationship to fear? It's an improved vibration to fear, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Where is disillusionment, discouragement, and sadness in relationship to anger?
They're
Anger is an improved emotion, isn't it?
Yeah.
So make the bridge. Make the bridge. You have to do it. It's taking too long. There are too many of the same people getting all the work.
I've got people who really do believe in what I do.
Too big of a jump.
I can listen to myself.
We're not trying to get you from where you are into some physical acting position.
Right.
We're trying to get you into a feeling of relief so that you can let in all the things that are lined up outside your door. I'm going to figure this out. That was a good one, because even though it's a bit off the subject, it does give you a little bit of relief. I should be getting some of these jobs. I should be getting some of these jobs. Anything?
Anger. I should be getting some of these jobs. I am getting some of these jobs. I'm not getting jobs as quickly as I want to get jobs. I'm not getting the variety of jobs that I want to get.
And who's helping you do this?
Myself and my agents.
Your agents. All right, now what's going on with them? Are they earning their money?
No, damn it.
He made that up.
I did.
You're not happy settling into the idea that this is all I get. And so you're wanting to direct your energy a little bit and say, I need to attract people that are in the know. I need to attract people who know really what they're doing, who can walk in the doors and make things happen. As I compare my talents with other talents, I know that I'm right up there. And there's some unknown factor that's keeping me from getting in the door. And damn it, I want to get in the door. I want to figure out what this is. I want to find the agent that can open the door for me. Is there any relief in that?
Yes.
There is relief in that. In other words, you feel more power as you focus there than you did before. And so now stay there. Now beat the drum of that for a little while, and now reach for something that gives you even a greater sense of relief. And now you could step into those statements of hopefulness. You could say, well, I am getting some jobs. You could say, well, doors are opening for me. You could say, I shouldn't complain, I'm making a living. In other words, now you can bridge into some of those places that just a moment ago we told you were off the subject. Because now they're not off the subject because you have come into vibrational range with them. You see what we're getting at?
Yes.
This is not very difficult. Picture yourself, this is how it is. So here you are, this blessed, loved, deserving being who came into this physical body, and you said, I'll bang around down here and I'll make some decisions about how I want to flow my creativity. So over time, you made some decisions about how you wanted to flow your creativity, and you launched endless rockets of desire, which source energy has been holding in escrow, waiting for you to allow the next logical step to open. But then you get all balled up in this emotion that doesn't let it flow. It really is. If you could see an aerial view, it's like all this stuff lined up right outside your door, and you're standing there holding yourself in this knot of emotion, not willing to allow yourself to be mad at them because somebody told you it's inappropriate for you to feel anger. And what we're saying, it's inappropriate for you to hold yourself apart from the well-being that is there. We'd be mad as hell if we were standing in most of your physical shoes, as you are not allowing yourself the genius life that you are intending to live. You are supposed to feel good. You are supposed to be clear-minded. You are supposed to be vital. You are supposed to be confident. You are supposed to be rich beyond your wildest dreams. You are supposed to allow all good things. Here you are, the leading edge. Do you know how many life experiences have come before this? Do you realize how much has been flowing in order to bring you to this focal point where you are poised in this creative endeavor? Do you know how many have come before you, have breathed the air, who have gotten the atmosphere ready for you, who have honed the economy, who have brought the lifestyle to this point of exaggerated advantage? Do you know how much has come before so that you can stand here and reap the benefit of all of that? And here you stand squandering it because you focus upon things that disallow you the receiving of all of this that is your legacy. It is your inheritance. How do you stand it? How do you stand not to thrive in all of the ways that you've intended to thrive? When you came forth, the universe, God, all that is has made a promise to you, and you have made a promise to yourself that you intended to keep. And you can't keep it if you do not deliberately move up the emotional scale, because unless you find the relief of the releasing of resistance, you're holding yourself apart from the legacy that is yours. We'd get determined. We'd say, I'm going to have it. We'd say, I'm not settling for less. We'd say, I am going to have what I want to have on all subjects that are important to me. There is no reason in heaven or earth that I cannot have everything that I'm wanting. And the only thing that is holding me back is that I've got myself log jammed relative to some emotion, and I'm willing to put up with this feeling of disappointment rather than demanding passion instead. You see. We would not settle for a lesser emotion. If we found ourselves angry, we would work through into bliss. If we found ourselves disappointment, we would work through. We would talk constantly. We would never listen to those that beat the drum of discouragement to us. We would seek out those that are saying the things that we want to hear. We would not allow people to talk to us about things that we do not want. We would turn off the television as they are preaching their cancer or preaching their AIDS or preaching their terrorism. We would defy all of that by saying, no, I am one who lives well-being, and I'm not going to tolerate negative emotion anymore. I'm going to work myself through. Now here we are displaying what in physical terms would be determination that is sort of wrapped around anger, but it is a big improvement over that, oh, what am I going to do about this? I am powerless, you see. And once you get into that determined place, then you can move into that place of expectation. Then you can begin speaking of hopefulness. Then you can start talking about all of the things that have gone your way. Then you can get on those rampages of appreciation, and you can appreciate your agent and all of the efforts that they make. You can feel appreciation for the industry and feel appreciation even for the reality shows that seem to be sweeping the airwaves and depriving all of you hardworking actors of any real work. In other words, you can bring yourself into vibrational alignment with who you are and what you want. You demand it from the universe with a confidence that says, I deserve what I am demanding. I deserve people to like me. I deserve them to give attention to me. I deserve to be clear-minded. I deserve to make lots of money. I deserve to feel good. I deserve it. In fact, I deserve it so much I'm going to practice it, practice it, practice it, practice it, practice it. I'm going to think and feel and 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 think and feel. I'm going to think, and then I'm going to think about how that thought felt. I'm going to watch television. When I find myself watching something that doesn't feel good, I'm going to say, hey, I don't have to do this. This doesn't feel good. When I call someone and they give me that jab that one always gives me, I'm going to say, this may be the very last time I ever call you, because I felt so much better before I called you than I do now. Something's going very wrong in this conversation. You're making me focus in a way that's taking me down the vibrational meter. This conversation has induced resistance within me. I don't think you're good for me. Go find another friend. Goodbye. And whether that's a person you're talking to, or a memory that you're talking to, or your own inner rhetoric that you're talking to, or your agent that you're talking to. In other words, it doesn't matter who it is. Do not focus upon things that make you feel less. You can't go Yuma, Phoenix, Yuma, Phoenix, Yuma, Phoenix, Yuma, Phoenix, Yuma, Phoenix, Yuma, Phoenix, and ever get to San Diego.